Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Stardeus. Now, this is a super cool game. It's in early access right now, but basically it's Rimworld in space. And as a huge Rimworld fan, I mean, this game is cool. This game is really cool. And pretty much you start out and there is a ship around here. I've already deconstructed all of the main ship for the resources, but it's broken apart. You can use winches to kind of pull it back together and then fix it up. However, I didn't really want to do that, so I just scrapped the whole thing and then built my own ship here. But anyways, in this video, I just want to go over some first impressions. Now, to begin with the first impressions, this game is super cool. It's in depth, even being in early access, and it's got a fairly steep learning curve. If you're coming from Rimworld, it's a lot of the same thing, but it's just different UI wise. Now, as far as the UI, I'm not the biggest fan of it compared to something like Rimworld. In Rimworld, you can, say for building structures, you go into the structure menu, and then boom, you've got your walls ready to go right there. But in this, you have to go to build and then on over to structure, then the walls, and now finally you've gotten to your walls. That was a lot of clicking just to build a wall. It does take longer to do things with this UI. Not the biggest fan of it, but I'll work with it, and I'm sure as you get going quicker, you'll be able to get to what you want faster. It's an interesting game. You've got a mix between machine workers that are robots and humans. There are various robots you can have. Some like this one, it's called the garbage dog. He goes around, he's mainly a hauler, and there's some other hauler guys. Like right here, this is a hauling drone. These guys here are constructors, I believe, and then there should be a little guy. Should be another type of drone floating around somewhere, but I actually don't see it. Anyways, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, you really have to pay attention. These robot workers are hardy. As long as you have them a charging station and a repair station, they're going to be good to go. But the humans, it's a little different. They got to have food, which they have to cook. They have to have a bed. And most importantly, as I found out, you have to have good temperature control. Sometimes it can be a pain to keep things room temperature. Over here, you can see I've got the ship computer surrounded by some heat sinks, and it is throwing off some serious heat. In this room, the temperature is about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Way too hot for any human to survive in. But I've got this area blocked off here, and then if we hop over into the next area, we can see it's at 75 degrees. So typically the heaters will keep it at 69 degrees, but we can see here that a little bit of heat's leaking through, but that's okay. 75 degrees, nobody's complaining. Then on over in here, it gets a little cooler as we get away from this hot ship core. And we're down to 67 degrees, but that's fine again. It took me forever when I started out, actually, to figure out why my ship couldn't hold heat. You can see I built these heaters all over the place, and my ship was still negative 300 degrees Fahrenheit. My people were freezing left and right. They couldn't survive. Turns out this little block right here was missing. The wall was missing because I got hit by an asteroid. I was just leaking all that heat out into the vacuum of space. But I put the wall down there, and temperature control wise, everything's been fine since then. As far as electricity, you can use these little matter reactors to take raw resources, like steel for example. You put them in the matter reactor and they make electricity. Pretty neat. And then you've also got things like solar panels to help you supplement in some electricity, because these ship computers can be pretty power hungry. As far as tech, if we go on over to the tech tree, it's a good size. It's a good size, especially for being in early access. And me being a huge black hole nut, I'm just tickled to death. Looky here. I mean, this is tech like straight out of the Event Horizon. Crazy. Super excited to get down there and research that. Right now, my ship's not powered. I'm not moving. I'm just kind of, well, I am moving. I'm floating through space, but I can't really pick and choose where I want to go. But later on, I can research, where's it at? Here we go, space travel. And you can start to put thrusters on your ship and start moving around. So cool stuff. I just figured I should probably set up some grow boxes and stuff like that. That way I can kind of get in the swing of things before I slap engines on this rinky-dink ship and go blasting my way through space. I don't know, just a thought. Yeah, it's super cool. I still don't fully understand what's going on. I scrapped the abandoned ship you start with, and I've just got resources floating around everywhere. And my guys do funnel them in to these storage boxes here, and one's even full. I mean, it's taken forever to load all this up, and that's something else I want to do before I slap engines on this thing. I want to load up all these resources and take them with me. Got some windows here for my crew to see out, my almost non-existent crew. You can see we've got a dead guy here. I thought that guy was dead, but I guess he's not. And then I've got a person here that's wearing a spacesuit, it looks like. Doesn't have the helmet on, though. Huh. Yeah, every once in a while, this stasis array basically has a bunch of cryogenically frozen humans in it. Every few days, I think, it poops a new person out, and so you get an extra person to have to manage in your colony. I don't have people built up just because my ship was so cold they kept freezing to death. We can also see here oxygen's not great. I know in Earth atmosphere, I think it's 70% nitrogen, 30% oxygen, but I'm not sure if in the game you want oxygen at 30% or 100%. I would guess 100, but I could be wrong. Yeah, but I've had a blast. If you got the extra cash to spare, I think it's like $30 on Steam. It's worth it in my opinion. I'm gonna play the daylights out of this, and with it being in early access, there's a ton of stuff to come. A lot to look forward to. I hope this video gives you guys some insight onto Stardeus. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time.